Hi everyone. Welcome to the Food for Thought presentation brought to you by the County of San Diego in partnership with I Love a Clean San Diego. Today, we're going to talk about where food comes from, what it takes to get to our tables, as well as what happens to food waste and ways to avoid it. First, let's talk about where food comes from. Many fruits and vegetables are grown locally right here in San Diego, like strawberries, tomatoes, avocados, and bell peppers. In other places in California, farmers also grow almonds and citrus. Ranchers raise animals for food, like cows, chickens, and pigs. Foods grown in California are usually brought to stores by cars or trucks. But some foods that we like to eat can't be grown in California's warm, dry climate and have to travel much farther to get to our plates. For example, lots of potatoes come from Idaho, corn from the Midwest, and cranberries from the Northeast. Certain fruits come from even farther away. Bananas, for example, are grown in Central America, and some apples come all the way from China. These foods, grown in other parts of the country and other parts of the world, make it to our plates by train, boat, or airplane. A lot of time, energy, and money goes into making food. Plants need resources to grow, such as clean soil, air, and water. Animals need to be fed, and cows specifically need to be milked multiple times a day. Then this food is transported in ships, airplanes, and trucks to warehouses and distribution centers before it gets to the grocery store where we pick it up and take it home. Let's watch a quick video about the life of a strawberry to sum this all up.
I love.
Can we get strawberries? Okay.
Did you know that 40% of all the food grown in America goes to waste? The story of our strawberry friend is all too common. When we throw away food, we aren't just throwing away the item. We're also throwing away all of the time and energy that went into creating it. This includes 32% of fresh water used in the United States, 4% of the energy budget, and 20% of the land used to grow food. When we throw food in the trash, it goes to the landfill, where it decomposes through a process called anaerobic digestion. This process produces methane, which is a more potent greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide, making landfills a significant contributor to climate change. 15% of what is in the landfill is wasted food. Also consider that 1 in 8 San Diegans are food insecure and don't know where their next meal will come from. That's more than 400,000 people. To try and combat the environmental and social impacts of food waste, the EPA has created a food waste pyramid. At the top, we see the most preferred actions, such as source reduction and feeding hungry people, down to the least preferred, which is sending food to the landfill. Now, we will go over some of these in a bit more detail. Source reduction is the easiest and most cost-effective way to reduce food waste. By planning ahead, you can avoid impulse buys and find uses for unique ingredients in several recipes. Our friends over at SaveTheFood.com have created a meal prep calculator and a dinner party food calculator to help you create shopping lists and perfectly portion to avoid waste. Another key component to reducing food waste at home is deciphering dates on products. Sell-by dates are for store staff, not for customers. These dates are created with quality in mind, so the food should still be good past this date. Foods are also usually still good beyond the best by or best before date. How long foods are good for will depend on the product and how it is stored. If you are unsure if a product is still good, just use your eyes and your nose. If it looks and smells okay, then it is likely safe to eat. If you have foods that are going to spoil soon, you can also cook or freeze them. For example, if you have tomatoes that might not be good for a salad anymore, consider turning them into a tomato sauce that you can keep in the refrigerator for a few days or the freezer for a few weeks. If you aren't going to eat your food, give someone else the chance to. San Diego has several food banks that accept donations, and there are even gleaning groups who can donate extra fruit from the trees at your house. Many schools are also implementing share tables where students can place items they aren't going to eat, but other students may want. The next preferred method of food waste diversion is feeding animals. If you have any pets or other animals, check to see what foods are safe for them to eat. They often love food scraps and can help you divert them from the landfill. You can also start a compost bin to divert food scraps. Some forms of composting, like a bokashi bin, can even break down oils and dairy. Bokashi bins and worm bins are also great for composting in apartments or places with limited space. Composting is a great way to return nutrients to the soil, sequester carbon, and help grow more healthy plants. While talking about food, we should also consider all of the natural resources that go into creating the packaging. The fiber from trees is used to create boxes and pallets. Sand is used to create glass, and plastics are created from oil. Making the packaging also depletes natural resources and releases toxins into the air and soil. Let's watch a quick video about reusing our natural resources.
Living systems have been around for a few billion years and will be around for many more. In the living world, there's no landfill. Instead, materials flow. One species' waste is another's food. Energy is provided by the sun. Things grow, then die, and nutrients return to the soil safely. And it works. Yet as humans, we've adopted a linear approach. We take, we make, and we dispose. A new phone comes out, so we ditch the old one. Our washing machine packs up, so we buy another. Each time we do this, we're eating into a finite supply of resources and often producing toxic waste. It simply can't work long term. So what can? If we accept that the living world's cyclical model works, can we change our way of thinking so that we too operate a circular economy? Let's start with the biological cycle. How can our waste build capital rather than reduce it? By rethinking and redesigning products and components, and the packaging they come in, we can create safe and compostable materials that help grow more stuff. As they say in the movies, no resources have been lost in the making of this material. So what about the washing machines, mobile phones, fridges? We know they don't biodegrade. Here, we're talking about another sort of rethink, a way to cycle valuable metals, polymers, and alloys so they maintain their quality and continue to be useful beyond the shelf life of individual products. What if the goods of today became the resources of tomorrow? It makes commercial sense. Instead of the throw away and replace culture we've become used to, we'd adopt a return and renew one, where products and components are designed to be disassembled and regenerated.
As we strive to conserve natural resources by creating a circular economy, we also want to create a circular food system where none of the energy used to create food goes to waste. Our choices can have an impact on our community and our environment. By buying local, organic, and seasonal foods, we create less of an environmental impact by using less chemical fertilizers and pesticides, as well as releasing less greenhouse gases to get the food to our grocery stores and farmers markets. Donating food helps the food insecure in our communities and ensures that all San Diegans are healthy and thriving. Composting sequesters carbon and can be used to grow more healthy plants. We all have a part to play when it comes to food waste, and the choices we make today can lead to a better tomorrow. Thank you for listening to Food for Thought. If you're interested in tips and tricks for proper food storage, please visit savethefood.com. For general recycling questions, please visit wastefreesd.org and be sure to follow us on Facebook at County of San Diego Recycling for information on recycling, composting, zero waste principles, and more.